The show Insiders is really about the continuing quest at the moment that SGC is involved in to find Merlin's weapon.
If Morgan didn't want us to find Merlin's weapon, then why tell us anything at all? We must be missing something.
That's what Dr. Jackson keeps telling me.
Turns out that Ball, an old enemy, is also after Merlin's weapon. Ball has devised a very clever way of gaining entry into the SGC, gaining access to information that is stored in SGC's computer databases, and extracting it for his own purposes.
Actually, you have the address. It's among those Colonel O'Neill obtained during his encounter with the ancient repository of knowledge on the planet you call P3R-272.
There are thousands of addresses on that list.
Exactly why you'll never find it on your own. I, however, have information that will allow you to narrow down your choices considerably.
We've established that the SGC is aware of how Ball can transport himself, and the SGC has developed technology that doesn't allow that kind of beaming transport to happen here at the SGC.
Better not hold his breath.
Why not? Well, after the Stargate was stolen 2 years ago, we installed jamming devices to prevent anyone from locking onto a signal from within the base.
It takes a little while for SGC to even tweak to exactly what's going on, because what's actually happening at the SGC on the base here is it's virtually overrun by balls. We have as many as 20 at one point. The clones all have transmitters implanted in them. And collectively, by being in one place, this is enough power to overpower any beaming shields that we have here at the SGC.
You're the one who's too late.
But there is sort of a subplot, if I could call it that, and that is the relationship between Carter and Agent Barrett.
Mind if I join you?
Please.
He doesn't quite understand that he's been brainwashed, but what Barrett, I think, is more focused on is what he feels is a betrayal by Carter. In that scene, he's on his way out, he's being interrogated by Beau Bridges and the rest of the cast. He decides to leave because he doesn't really buy that, hey, I was brainwashed. He feels that he was on a bona fide mission, he had a purpose. And as he's leaving, he looks to Carter and he goes, why are you selling me out? What's going on? You know, because he's not really sure.
Sam, you know this isn't true.
And it too is left hanging. So yeah, it's open-ended on a lot of fronts. I mean, I have a hunch. This is just a hunch that I have. It was primarily designed, maybe a little bit around the technology and the novelty of doing duplication. And my challenge was to make it a show that was more than just the novelty of the twinning that's going on here. And so, in fact, I shot it that way. I shot it the way you would shoot a scene with other actors in the shot. There's nothing gratuitous about it. There may be two in the shot, there may not, but it doesn't linger on gratuitous, here are a number of guys that look the same in the shot.
Chief, got a full count. 2 strikes, 3 balls.
That's clever, sir.
He was thinking that one up the whole way home.
Twinning in its basic form, it's an old technique. Well, we've progressed on to motion control. Now, motion control really is a mechanical and a computer-assisted system where a camera can repeat a motion exactly. So what that gives us is the ability to pan with the actor, take that actor out, and then the camera will do it again. But we can put somebody else in. And in our case, we put the same actor in, but in a different place in the shot. So when the camera pans, now we've got 2 people moving. We're making balls. We're making balls. Yeah, this is something, motion control we call this. And the technology is huge. I mean, if you look around here, there's guys with computers over here, there's guys with whirly gigs over there. There's just all kinds of stuff going on to make this happen. Of course, the results are absolutely amazing.
The access code, please.
I mean, a performance is often all about interaction. And when you don't have that interaction in a scene, when you have the one side of it only, it's very difficult to gauge how it's flowing. At the same time, in this case, it's the same actor. So you're dealing with one actor. You're not dealing with 20 actors and their interaction. The scene at the end of the movie where the balls have decided to gather in this one room to be beamed out, it's at a point where the SG teams that have been put in place to try to corral all the balls have gathered in one area. Well, a firefight ensues.
So much for the plan.
When you talk about the choreography of setting up a firefight kind of a scene, what you're really talking about is making sure that what each and every character that you have in that scene does, that it makes sense. You can't mindlessly grab a gun and start shooting away in a particular direction when a camera's on you. Every shot that any of the individuals in this take, it has to be considered the direction of the shot, who is manning the weapon, if there are other characters near that weapon because of the ejection of shells. I mean, it's to the minutest detail that all of this has to be considered. And in this case, there were about 16 or 18 people involved on one side and the balls on the other side. When this side is shooting at that side, they're actually shooting at something. And that something has an effect because you shoot them separately. Where this bullet hits and the person that it may have been meant for, how does he react? And that is multiplied. In this case, it was 18 times. So you walk away after all that and you go, did I get it? Like the final composited piece, did I actually get it? Because you're dealing with all these minute little bits and pieces that have all been thought of, rehearsed, and gone through in your mind 101 times. But when they're all together, did I get it? You know? I feel very fortunate that Cliff Simon is the guy who he is, you know, just a polished professional. Understand that what he's doing is he's playing a scene with himself. When an actor goes through a scene, which is often covered from many different angles, he has to repeat his actions and his business religiously so that it matches cut to cut to cut. So what Cliff had to do here, not only did he have to have a performance, he had to remember that for each and every character and each and every person that he was portraying in the scene. Whether he lifted the glass or held the gun or scratched his ear. Imagine the difficulty and the complexity in this when you get up to, you know, 10, 15 people in a scene.
Well, it doesn't matter. You can't stop us anyway. Check the perimeter. They'll be coming soon.
And I remember one scene that we were shooting where Ben Browder was interrogating him, one of the balls. And the way I shot it was very close, and because it was a very intimate and yet confrontational scene, so I had Ben Browder right in his face, and Cliff is a very powerful actor. And in this scene, basically, Ben is the powerful one. He's the one that gets him and breaks him down a little bit. And I just love the end of that scene where Cliff turns away from Ben, having been had, but you still see that power in him.
Why don't you have the guard excuse himself for a moment and I'll show you just what I am capable of.
See, now I know you're not the real ball. The real ball wouldn't care about the guard.
Peter Fleming's performance as Agent Barrett is a standout. He kind of has to play a dual, sort of a schizophrenic role, because there is the Agent Barrett, who's been sent by the NID to interrogate the balls, but also the one that has been brainwashed. That's something that he had to play, and I have to say, I mean, it was without a lot of direction, because I was distracted by so many other things. Again, when you see it in the edited piece, you go, oh yeah, he nailed it, and I missed some of it. He nailed this and he nailed that. It's great. I also serve as director of photography on the show. So when I go to direct an episode, it's not a regular discipline that I follow. So it's a real shift for me.
We're at a place called Green Acres. What we've done is we've split the scene so that the first part of it happens in one location, which is not behind me, and the second part happens right there behind me. So it's kind of cool. We have conversations in the first part, and the other half of the conversation in this second part.
Here we are.
And what?
Well, it's a ring platform, somewhat hidden, but it's a back door, if you will.
Okay, but it doesn't do us much good if we can't activate it.
Leave that to me.
Hang on!
I mean, the way I view a director's job is always just the ability to, you know, keep people focused in a particular direction. There's no such thing as micromanaging as far as I'm concerned. It's a dictatorial position, but you can't micromanage, you know? You can't have the insight personally that this group of talented individuals has collectively. And that's the idea as a director. You surround yourself with as many talented and you know, committed individuals as you can, because that's your strength. Watching movies being made, if you're an outsider looking in, it's like watching grass grow. It's always painful. But if you're inside doing the work, the harder you got to think, the more involved you are, the more exciting it is. It's all consuming, right? And I really enjoyed that about this show, because I did have to fire on all 8 cylinders on this one.